Today is Tuesday, May the 25th, and this is my daily thought. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform, KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Also, don't forget that this podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to my podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. All right. For those who may be new to the Daily Thoughts, which I try to do, and I hate using the word try, I attempt to do Monday through Friday, but it's not always the case. But when I do my Daily Thought, I usually talk about some things that are going on, and then I go into my daily thought in doing that. So, yeah, where are we? First thing is, one of the people in my apartment building almost had me dumpster diving today. I was nervous for a second because I went out to the dumpster to take out the trash. And I dropped the trash in the dumpster, and one of the people who lives in the building, she was by the dumpster doing whatever. And for me, how can I put this? I'm the type of person where other people's business is not my business. So I do my best to put up some type of protection around me when I am out, because I don't want to get caught up in other people's business, because for whatever reason I have this thing about me where people just automatically, and I mentioned this before, where they would just start talking to me. And you know what? I guess it's more of a thing of the divine, where it's something of maybe I need to say a kind word to someone or let someone get something off of their chest. However, it can be a lot sometimes. You know, or either when people will say stuff in front of you and you're like, wow, they really said that in front of me. Who would have thought that they really don't like their children? Okay. So yeah. But I try to just, focus on whatever the task is. The task was going to the garbage and dropping that off and then coming right back in the apartment building. All right. So as I dropped off the garbage and I'm walking away, she calls my name, and inside I'm like, okay, where's this gonna go? And then she's like, can you help me get something out the dumpster? And I had this look on my face because I'm one of the type of people, if I feel a certain type of way, I can't hide it. You'll see it written all over my face. That's one reason why I'm so honest. Because if I'm feeling like you might be having a crazy moment, I'm going to look at you like you're having a crazy moment. And I'm just thinking in my head, and my face is like, what in the hell is she asking me to do? I know she's not expecting me to go dumpster diving, but me being who I am, I'm always polite. I'm not fake. Check out my episode. It's an old episode. Polite versus fake. I'm always polite. So me being polite, I was like, well, let me hear her out. Let's do that. Let me hear her out. And I walked over to her by the garbage can or dumpster, whatever you want to call it. And she said I accidentally threw something away. And she had this, the little thing. Oh gosh, how can I describe it? It's the thing where it's like a claw and it grabs things. It's an extension, and you can pull once you bring your fingers in to pull it, it can grab whatever it needs to grab, if that makes sense. But it's a long version. And she was trying to get it, but she's short. and she's an older lady, and she's short. So she couldn't really see or get a grab of whatever it is she was trying to get out the dumpster. And she explained to me, she said, I accidentally threw something away and I didn't mean to, and I've been trying to get it, but my arms are too short. And even with this extension thing that she had, the claw thing that she was using to try and get it out the dumpster, still wasn't working. So once she explained to me the situation, I was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, if you can just use this and get that out of there, the claw thing. And I'm like, all right. And then I made the motion for her to move back because I'm like, okay, I don't need you this close to me while I'm trying to execute on this. So she handed me the thing, and it was right in front of me. And it was very, very easy. And it with one try, because I have long arms and I'm not that tall. I'm only 6 feet tall. But I was taller than her, and I could see exactly where it was at. So I went in and got it, and then pulled it out, and then gave it to her, gave her claw back as well, and stuff. And, that was that. So that was an interesting moment earlier today. Thought I might throw that in there before I go into my daily thought. Also, my parents' anniversary is today too, which I have to call them and wish them a happy anniversary. I forgot how many years it is. I think it's going to, let's see, I want to say 49 years. I want to say 49 years. I think that's right. I'm pretty sure they're 1 year shy of 50. So, yeah, I have to call them and wish them a happy anniversary. They actually had went out to go see the Dolphins and do some other stuff. But I digress. Anyways, this daily thought titled Lightning in a Bottle. And this is for people who don't always want to put in the work, or who feel like they may have to work forever. And again, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not offering financial advice. Please talk to your financial planners and your accountants and your attorneys and blah, 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 blah. All that stuff that I have to say for legal reasons. Okay. But for people who have a goal, if they're saying they want to be successful, if they want to do something, usually the thing is money. Because I always tell people, what my uncle used to say, and still probably says from time to time, I haven't spoken to my uncle in forever. He said, money doesn't make the world go round, but it sure does grease the wheels, I think is what he said. And then I usually say, money can't buy love, but I'd rather cry in a mansion. So that's the saying right there for that part. For those who are pursuing usually a monetary goal, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an inventor or something like that, you only need lightning in a bottle once. That's why it's called lightning in a bottle, because it's something rare that happens. And you have to work to catch the lightning in a bottle. I always think about Bill Gates. I think because everyone knows who Bill Gates is. And I was reading something to the effect of, and I don't have the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it was something to the effect of, he pitched the whole Microsoft thing, or the original software system, which led to Windows and so on and so forth, to about, I think, 1,800 people, and I believe it was 1,600 said no. And the other 200, out of the 200 that said yes, or said they were interested, it was 100 and something of them who kind of fell through, that they showed interest, but they eventually decided not to do it, which there were only 30 something people, give or take, that were left that were willing to invest in his idea, his invention. Even though technically he didn't invent Windows, and that's another story for another day. But for what he was building, there were only a few people willing to invest out of the many people that he pitched. Some people fear rejection. Some people fear criticism. I call that the storm. Rejection and criticism is the storm. But this is the thing. And that's why, because it's been on my spirit and I've been meaning to say this for the longest. I should copyright it, actually. But you can't catch lightning in a bottle unless you're willing to run into the storm. If you stay sheltered inside, more than likely the lightning won't be able to get to you. You have to be willing to run into the storm with your bottle and see if you can catch that lightning. And the thing about lightning in a bottle is that usually, because it is such a rare occurrence, the payoff is amazing. Quiet as it's kept. And again, I'm not a licensed financial planner. I'm not a licensed certified accountant. All that other stuff. Blah, 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 blah. This is my humble opinion. Quiet as it's kept, Bill Gates could have just stuck with Microsoft. Obviously, he diversified throughout the years. But if he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep Microsoft stock, because Microsoft stock pays a dividend. And that's actually how he made a lot of money, was off those dividends. But these are minor details. So if he just stuck with Microsoft, he wouldn't have ever had to work again. Not that he has to now. You know. But that lightning in a bottle, because he was willing to run out into the storm and pitch his idea, he caught the lightning in a bottle. And it created stability for him for pretty much the rest of his life. And that's my whole point of this, is that, yeah, being in the storm can be scary. Rejection can be scary. Criticism can be scary. People stealing your ideas can be scary. There's a lot of scary things when you're in the storm. But there's that one thing, that lightning in a bottle. You have to be out in the storm to catch it. And if you catch that lightning in the bottle, that rare, amazing thing, it will bring rare and amazing things into your life. It's just the point of, are you willing to run out into the storm to go catch it? And that's my daily thought. All right, again, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform, KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. I'm working on doing a love energy reading. I thought it was Sagittarius yesterday. It was actually Libra yesterday that I did. Sagittarius is today. My goal is to get the Sagittarius love reading done today. I also, knock on wood, I have a interview set up for another Conversations with KC segment. I should be recording the interview tomorrow. I'm knocking on wood because we're in pre-retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th. So I'm just going to ride the wave and see what happens. If things don't work out, or if, don't forget, communications and electronic devices, they can mess up too while Mercury is in retrograde. So just keep that in mind too. But I'm just going to ride the wave and see what happens. So as long as I'm able to get that interview done tomorrow, when I speak with Wajid is his name, which I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Wagid, where we plan on talking about UFOs and a few other things too. So as long as I get that interview done tomorrow, I'll have it uploaded, hopefully tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday. I'll hopefully have it uploaded by no later than Friday will be my goal. Also, there is someone else who wants to come on the show. I believe they sent another message. I'm working on getting Carissa back on the show. I still haven't replied to her email yet, but I'm gonna reach out and do that, because obviously I'm in the midst of doing all the other things that have to be done with running the show, and also working my regular job too. So yeah, but that's happening. And there's someone else that wants to come on the show. Haven't heard back from him yet. I just told him I'm more than happy to have him on the show too. And I have to see what he says. But we'll take it from there. I'm also crafting a letter for someone that I believe will say yes to coming on the show. I just have to figure out how to say it to do it. So, yeah. In the midst of dealing with other things too that shall remain unnamed. So that's where we're at. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting the podcast. I sincerely appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I will continue to give you as much material as I can possibly give you, as much content as I can possibly give you, because my goal is to expand this podcast even more and do more things with the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. Because like I said, I'm willing to discuss anything on this podcast except politics. Other than that, we can talk about anything and everything. So yeah, the world is our oyster. Let's say that. The world is our oyster. All right, let me get going. I have other things to wrap up and handle. Thank you again. Until next time, be blessed.